champions, I guess you could say, to this event that makes it so cool. And you actually have one of the greatest of all time that is going to be making his return this week.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank Ricky Carmichael for coming out today. We have an autograph session going on at 3 o'clock with Ricky down at the Fox Tower. Please come join us and say hi and mingle in.
All righty, so that's coming up at 3 o'clock. What time is it right now? I need to take – it's 2:30 right now, so 30 minutes after this. 1:30. Okay, so in an hour and a half, I'm taking a break, and I'm going down, and I'm going to hang out with the GOAT, Ricky Carmichael. Todd, thanks for stopping up with us, and thanks to Fox for being such a big part of Loretta Lynn's and the Amateur National Championship. Not only the championship, the amateur racers and racing in general. We appreciate you, man.
We absolutely love being here. I can't thank you guys enough for hosting us again, and at the same time, everybody be safe and enjoy yourselves out there.
All righty, Todd Hicks there from Fox Racing as we are now here with the, next race coming up. It's the 65cc 7 to 11 Limited. David Smith.
It's 65cc 7 to 9 Limited with riders. Number 2, Drew Adams from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Rider 11, Wyatt Bass from Cleveland, Georgia. Number 12, Brazen Dever from Frazier Park, California. 13, Chase Anderson from Sutton, Alaska. Number 14, Lake Campbell from Wilson, Texas. The 15 of Chase Lawton from Foster, Rhode Island. The number 16 of Kenyon Richards from Egg Harbor Town, New Jersey. The number 19 of Austin Camden from Lancaster, California. The 21 of Bo Leach from Calhan, Colorado. The 22 of Jonathan Getz Jr. from Old Town, Florida. Cody Wells aboard the 23 from Spring, Texas. 25, Riley Cap, all the way from Canada. The 26 of Carson Wood from Zephyr Hills, Florida. The 27 of Carson Field from Onstead, Michigan. 28, Nathan Hummel from St. Louis, Missouri. The 30, Parker Miller from Draper, Utah. 31, Cade Groen from Little Rock, Iowa. 36, Nicholas Frazier, Vernon, Connecticut. The 39 of Tanner Wells from Winona, Oklahoma. The number 40 of Caden Dudney from Athens, Texas. The number 41, William McCure from Fayetteville, Georgia. 47, Jace Williams from Gunner, Texas. The 48 of Austin Koresna from Salem, Ohio. 51, Miles McCarty from Indianola, Iowa. The number 52 of Cole Blecha from Fruta, Colorado. 55, Emler Latcher from Brooksville, Florida. 56, Brennan Harris from Jacksonville, Florida. The 58 of Seth Perdue from Canadian Lakes, Michigan. 60, Deacon Deno from Fort Worth, Texas. The 62 of Clark Robbins from Chemung, New Jersey. The 65 of Dakota Baker from Martinsville, Indiana. 67 of Jesse Furtado from Placerville, California. 69, Brody Barth from Seymour, Wisconsin. The 70 of William P. Conagauer III from Marysville, Pennsylvania. 71, Eli Gross from Pacific, Missouri. The 72, Landon Gibson from Peachtree City, Georgia. 73, Manuel Dumais from Corona, California. The 74 of Blake Davies, also from Canada. Rider number 92, Everett Clark from Lehi, Utah. 93, Seth Dennis from La Mirada, California. The 97 of Malachi Lowry from Mooresboro, North Carolina. And your final rider on the gate, number 99, Jaden Takunin from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Well, already a battle shaping up in the 65cc 7 to 9 Limited class. Drew Adams taking the early lead in this one and stretching things out. Only about 5 seconds as a battle really ensuing behind it between Nathan Hummel, the early second place ride, and Will Canaguire, the number 70 machine. He actually just made the pass on Hummel, I believe, Kevin, and now up to a number 2 spot. Everett Clark back in the number 4 position. Landon Gibson is 5th. Seth Dennis in 6th. Manuel Dumas in the number 7 spot. It is Austin Camden 8th. Brody Barth in 9th. And Jesse Furtado rounded out the top 10 at the end of 1. Now getting set to wrap up lap number 2. Your leader through, Drew Adams, a 2:24.855 lap time in second place now, the 70.
Yeah, okay, so
Will
wait a minute.
Canaguire in that number 2 spot, only 6 seconds back, turned to 2:25. So this is going to get, I imagine, still got some room to get interesting here as we got Hummel, Clark, Gibson still rounding out your top 5.
So Drew Adams with that quick snap off of the gate, and he is leaving all that behind him. He's going to let number 28 Nathan Hummel and William Canaguire kind of sort that position out. I don't think Drew wants anything to do with those kids. He's already jetted out to a 6-second lead in 2 laps. That is really getting it done.
That's pretty impressive. These 65cc class riders, especially the 7 to 9-year-old division, these riders, you know, oftentimes you might find that one elite rider that oftentimes will maybe lap the entire field, kind of like a Carmichael or something. But we always seems like we have really. That's why I expect and anticipate that we'll see Canaguire maybe catch up as this race wears on. We'll get into some of that lap traffic as this track gets rougher. That should create, I'm thinking and hoping, at least from us as a spectator standpoint.
Selfishly, yes. We want a great race.
We want a great race.
But if you're in the Drew Adams camp, you're like, shut up.
Right.
No.
I can see that.
We want it to be boring. We want to win big. Shut your mouth, announcers.
If I was Mr. Adams, I would
Absolutely.
probably be feeling that same way.
Yeah, they can hear us over there in the Yamaha mechanics area. What a great spot that is. What they've done over there back in the day, it used to be you just kind of snug up on the fence, and now it's elevated. They've got multiple levels there. It's a bed and breakfast as well for the mechanics there. It's really nice. They got lap times. They got audio over there. You have to listen to us.
They've got closed circuit TV over there. They've got the timing and scoring over there. They've got radio service over there so they can hear everything you're saying.
Yes, so careful what we say.
Exactly.
As we continue to watch the number 28 of Nathan Hummel try to run down William Canaguire. Okay, we're going to get that right. Can opener. Canaguire. Whoa, that's an electric look there for the number 28 of Nathan Hummel, who is in third. As he, good Lord, the jumps those kids do on these 65s, it just baffles me. There's a look at the number 92, Mr. Everett Clark. He's hanging around in that number 4 spot, putting himself in championship contention for sure. And we've seen some crazy moto finishes to win the 65 class. We've seen 4, 7, 11 scores actually win a championship. It's nuts. We bring that up every year. And I can't remember his name. He's from Georgia, and he's the one that did it. Some crazy moto scores. Max Tannenbaum. That is correct. He had to have been the highest scores to win a 65 class or any class here at the ranch.
I think that shows the competitive nature of those kids at that age.
A lot of parity.
Yeah,
It's
very
a hot word.
And we're going to see that this week, I think, and we're going to witness that. Right now, though, Adams really does have a good rail around this course as he's maintaining that 6+ second lead at 6.4 seconds now over Canaguire, as Canaguire staying pretty steady ahead of Everett Clark and pulling out now to an 8.2 second lead. Hummel in 4th. Manuel Dumais in that number 5 spot aboard the number 73. Looks like he may be catching up to Hummel right now. Actually, Dumais a little bit faster than both Clark and Hummel. We may see a battle shape up for 3rd.
Here's a great look at the 10 Commandments. There's the big number 2 on Drew Adams. He is your leader. He goes out of that frame, trying to give you an idea of how far back these kids are as Drew stretches things out, as we stretch that lens out as well. Here comes Drew. Wave to the camera, Drew. Everybody's watching you back home. They're dancing in the streets back in his hometown, ready to celebrate. Pop that bottle of kid champagne for Drew Adams. Juice boxes everywhere, man. It's going to be a crazy party down there in the Adams camp.
It's Chattanooga, Tennessee. They're doing the Chattanooga choo-choo right now.
They absolutely are. Just a couple hours down the road. Oh, one rider having some problems over that Lucas Oil Tunnel of Love jump.
Well, coming into this event, you can't be too surprised whenever you look at the roster of riders that Adams is doing so well. As you look at it, Adams actually scored 2nd place last year in this championship. And the best that I can tell, unless some of these riders are not riding their top 10 overall numbers from last year, Adams is the only top 10 returning rider in this 65cc 7 to 9-year-old class.
I think you are right. And tough break for Jonathan Getz, who had a problem right off of the gate on his Yamaha. 10 feet out of the gate, the bike just, something happened. They spent 2 laps trying to crank that machine. What a bummer to start your week off with whatever happened on that. I'm not even going to speculate because I have no idea.
That's a heartbreaker for sure, as Canaguire still riding rails out there in the number 2 spot. There is the 26 that we're watching on line.
Wood?
Yeah, Carson Wood out of Zephyr Hills, Florida.
Get it done, Carson.
Not sure where Carson is in the running order right now, but certainly getting a little TV time as Drew Adams makes his way into the forefront of the TV camera.
It's like a little mini Eli Tomac. Great form. These kids look the part.
Canaguire in second, Everett Clark third, Hummel in fourth, DeMay still fifth, Landon Gibson in sixth, over Austin Camden seventh, Cody Wells in eighth, Canyon Richards ninth, and Brody Barth to round out your top 10 as the battle goes by the tower right now for this seventh place position. So Gibson is still sixth, but it's Austin Camden seventh, Canyon Richards eighth.
Little dude looking over his shoulder there. That's like Motocross 101. My dad says, I'm going to put mirrors on that bike. And then I'm taking your seat off. Stand up, stop looking around. Look forward, don't look backwards. My dad was anti-turn your neck around. Look straight, boy.
What's behind you doesn't matter. That's what they always told me.
I know. I was so worried about it, though. There's the number 26 again in the mix there, getting passed by William Canaguire. Canaguire in that number 2 spot on the number 70 machine, going away from us. Little dude getting some TV time again. 26, man. You hit a home run. Who'd you grease? Slip the cameraman $100. Said, hey, make sure I get on this shot. How about that? Vance Coombs over here getting the shot here. Slip him $20. He'll probably pan that camera right on your pit for the whole day.
Well, again, pointing out this Rocky Mountain sweeper and how much dirt was moved around in that 20-minute moto of those 25-plus class riders there a few moments ago.
It's amazing what a half-inch knobby will do, right? I mean, it's
know.
like a dozer, little mini dozers running around out there. Take a ride with number 2, Drew Adams. And, David, you saw it. He almost went down.
Oh, he was up on the front wheel. He almost got a little light coming in there. But these guys, it's amazing to me at 7, 8, 9 years old, the control these guys have over these bikes.
That's just...
That's AMA 10.
Correct. Yeah, he could be 15 at this point. AMA 10, 15 for real.
So when you're talking to a kid in school and he says, well, I'm 9, but I'm AMA 10, you don't know what you're getting.
Know what he's talking about.
Only if you're on the racetrack can
sixth
you
grade
race
10.
in the 9-year-old class, but be 10, because it all depends on your birthday.
That's correct.
I don't know how you just confused me, but you certainly did. And I knew it by heart. Now I'm unsure of myself.
You're AMA 110.
That means I get to ride up a class, right?
You can ride any class you want.
The unlimited cigarette class.
Brought to you by Marlboro. There's the number 2, Drew Adams, the 5th lap in the books. Continues to pound out quick laps, a 225.5 for Drew Adams that time around. His fastest lap was on lap 2. He turned that 224.8, so that's pretty consistent.
Yes, he's running right there, 224, 225, but that
210, 220, whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Michael Keaton.
There you go. 12 and a half minutes into this one. 7 more minutes remain. So those little Saturday night races you guys have been doing all year, thinking you're training for Loretta Lynn's, have not done you any good.
No,
you got to be spending those hot Sundays pounding out laps at the racetrack in the sun.
Did something happen to Seth Dennis? Did we not see Seth Dennis in the early part of this?
Seth Dennis was 6, and yes, something has happened.
Okay, so Dennis he dropped back. He was all the way back in about 14th place position there now. He just rocketed back up to 11th, so he's starting to get back up through the pack. Yeah, so Dennis, the 93, 11th place, and wow, he's got a field of riders to try to work through, but keep an eye on the 93 if you want to watch some exciting passing. That might be a place to see it happening.
That is correct. The Little Ripper, as they call him. He's got a full-on custom helmet from the guys at Elusive Gloves. They've moved all over. They've been in Michigan and Florida, California. His dad's job's taking him everywhere, so they just load up the old Trans van and go out and do some racing wherever they're at.
Seems to be paying some pretty huge dividends for him right now.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Definitely in the hunt. Whoa, that was a crazy camera angle there. We're going all over the place.
I just got dizzy.
Yeah, right?
Well, William Canaguire in the 2nd place on his Husqvarna number 70. His brother is racing in the next moto. We have another Canaguire.
Good Lord, can you imagine being the parents there? Like, you want to watch this one? He's doing great. The other one's sitting on the gate. Mom, you got this one? I got this race. You're just switching off.
That would be tough. Back-to-back motos like that.
Now imagine them at a regional when they're running up to, I think, 3 classes. I think a youth rider.
Mercy.
3 different classes, 2 kids. You're on the gate. You're running around like madman.
And usually the parents put in 2 or 3 laps during those motos. So they're talking lots of laps.
The Fitbit is just blowing up, man. They're turning out the miles for sure. Laps continuing to click off. Rodney, the number 70 again. We're having a look at William Canaguire. He's got a lot of camera time, too, huh?
He has. There's Drew Adams, too, the leader, 12 seconds now ahead of the rest of the field as he rounds the Yamaha mechanics area, and he has literally been untouched.
Well, look at his lap times. He has stayed. His fastest lap is a 2:24.8. He just turned a 2:25.2. He's been within 4/100ths of a second in that lap range every time. He's extremely consistent, and that's unusual for a kid on a 65 with this type of racetrack. A lot of, they have a lot of problems usually.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head right there. This type of racetrack right there, because it's not often that riders get a chance to ride this kind of a track. And you wonder, Kevin, how do you train for an event like this? I mean, you go out, you train for the endurance, you train to be bike fit, you train to be one with your bike, but how do you prepare yourself for a track this rough?
Honestly, I think I'm just going to use Matt Walker's place, for example. Matt goes out and creates rough motorcycle tracks. Then he's got such a popular following. There'll be 15, 20 kids on a gate. He puts together motos daily with their training to try to replicate the intensity, and it's just no big deal for them to go out there and pound laps with super fast kids on a rough track. The guys at MTF do it. The guys at GPF Club, they all do it.
Wow, that's pretty intense. And if you've got a kid that comes out here and is able to perform well and isn't a part of one of those motocross or club schools that are out there, yeah, that's pretty impressive stuff out there. So that's the kind of guys I'm going to be looking for this year, because it seems like most of your premier and top riders are just exactly that. They stay at these places, and rightfully so. In order to be competitive in this field these days, that's what you have to do. But I'm looking for that one guy that does it a little different out there this year.
Hey, and that means he's got a lot of upside. Let's just say this guy comes out here top threes. He's not at a training facility. He's not at the elite camps. If he comes here in top threes, I look at that as going, what if we put our hands on him?
Right.
And gave him all the tools. This guy's got a ton of upside.
Yeah,
that's kind of the Shane McElrath story. He spent just a little bit of time at Club MX prior to coming here and lighting the world on fire in the B class, and everybody said, wait a minute, if he gets the right tools and the right people in his camp, this guy can win, and there you go.
Exactly.
Good call.
So there is Drew Adams, 7 laps down now. As we look at the time here in this 20-minute moto, we're about 17 minutes in. Means we've got 3 minutes on the clock, and the 2-lap board is out for your leader, Drew Adams. And look at this. Look, I want to show you something. The fastest lap of the moto turned on lap 7, a 2:24.827. That was Drew Adams, and he already had the fastest lap time, 2:24.9 or something. It was 2:08, maybe 8 something, but regardless, he just turned another fast lap at 2:24, and they're consistently fast laps, right in that 2:20, just under that 2:25 lap time. What an amazing feat by this young rider. Caniguire is still in second. We see that gap now, 26 seconds, but what an amazing feat by the 70 machine, and expecting to see big things out of him, and along with Everett Clark. Nathan Hummel still back in the number 4 spot aboard the 28. Landon Gibson, the 72, rounds out your top 5, as we see Everett Clark is going to be a rider to keep an eye on. Caniguire could be in trouble right now, as Caniguire dropped his lap time last time around to a 2:38. Clark was a 2:27.5, was only a second behind. So that right there might be a little bit different ending to this story than what we were expecting, but it may intensify the battle for that second place position as they roll toward checkers here in a few moments. White flag, I believe, coming out for our leader. So 2-lap card is out. The white flag will be heading out for your leader whenever he comes through here in just a moment.
It's right here coming around the Thor sweeper right now, just under the scoring tower. Got to go down over some ski jumps, hit the turn, hit the double, and back through scoring. And we're at the white flag lap.
One more to go. Let's find that battle for second place. We saw heating up there just a few moments ago with the 70 of Caniguire and the 92 of Everett Clark, as we said, some 25 seconds back behind your leader at the end of that 7th lap of racing. At the end of lap number 8, here comes the 70 of Caniguire, as he is still about a 30-second deficit between first and second. But my big question is, where is the 92 of Everett Clark. Has he been able to make the pass on Caniguire as we check in here at the finish line for Caniguire? 8 laps down now to 2:29 lap time and a near 30-second gap at 29.6. And looks like that gap has opened it up quite a bit. Clark turned to 2:27 last time around. He dropped to a 2:39, so obviously he and Caniguire did get into it. Could be one of those stories we hear from Storyland, my friends.
That is true. What happens in Storyland stays in Storyland because we can't get the full picture up here from that one.
That's very true. So those front three have really stretched things out quite a bit as well over the rest of the field. Nathan Hummel with some 19 seconds, almost 20 seconds back now at 19.8 aboard the number 28. Then, of course, we see the 72 of Landon Gibson checking in 5th place. And check this out, man. I mean, a few years ago, the only thing you saw on a 65cc podium were all Kawasaki's. And then KTM started coming in a little bit. And then eventually we saw a Cobra, and now Husqvarna, and now we see Yamahas making the 65cc machines as well. But look at this. 3 different brands are poised to take the podium here at Loretta Lynn's in a 65cc class. A Cobra, a Husqvarna, and a KTM are running 1, 2, and 3 right now. And, folks, if you missed a few years of being around racing and you came back, I would almost have to say you would think you were in a totally different world because things have changed so much over the course of the last 10, 15 years or so.
I'm just sitting here watching as Drew Adams goes around the track on his Cobra, how consistent he can stay with his lap times when he spends the majority of the race on his front wheel. Every time I see him on the TV monitor, he's got the rear wheel up in the air and he's dancing it through the braking bumps into these turns.
Look at that lap traffic. He's slicing his way through like a knife, like a hot knife through butter. And at the finish line, last lap, here we roll. Checkers are out, and the number 2 of Drew Adams takes a Moto 1 win in the Lucas Oil last lap. A big fist pump as he rides by the AMA representatives now and heads down to the cool-down zone where he'll be heading straight to the podium and talking with Kevin Kelly here in just a few moments. Still a few moments to find out whether or not we'll see Caniguire holding on to that number 2 spot and Clark in that number 3 spot. So we'll wait, but not much need to wait to interview this young man because he has done everything that he set out to do here today, and that is win Moto 1. And if he can do that 2 more races, he's going to be a champion. Caniguire in the number 2 spot, Clark in 3rd. Actually, Caniguire does check in. Everett Clark has not checked in for 3rd place position yet, but we see on the Rocky Mountain ATVMC Top 10 leaderboard there how things are shaping up.
Top 4 riders have crossed in. William Caniguire in 2nd. Everett Clark in 3rd. Nathan Hummel in 4th. Kenyon Richards in 5th. Landon Gibson in 6th. Austin Camden in 7th. Brody Barth in 8th. Cody Wells is crossed in 9th place. We wait to see who the 10th place finisher is. And that is Caden Dudney. 11th, we show Seth Dennis.
I think we're going to start this party right now, and we've got your Moto winner. Folks, put your hands together for number 2, Drew Adams. Drew, put that gold medal around that little red head of yours, and let's talk about this dirt bike race. Another redhead, dude. I'm telling you, you got red hair, you're going to the front. Tell me about that race, man.
I just tried to get the whole shot. Well, I didn't, but I got around him fast and just tried to keep a steady moto.
Were you nervous at all on the gate?
Yes, very much.
Very much so. It never goes away, huh?
Yeah.
You having fun at the ranch, man? You doing anything other than riding your dirt bike, playing a little Fortnite?
I've been going down the creek a few times, but other than that,
Just hanging out, keeping a low profile? What time did you go to bed last night?
9:30.
9:30. Dad, that's risky, man. All right, the rest of the moto went good for you?
Yeah.
How's your wife? Is she good?
I don't have one.
That might change, dude. keep winning races. You'll be fighting off the ladies in a few years. You got anybody you want to thank?
Cobra, EBR, Moto X Compound, Dunlop, Bell Pro Taper, Tyson, Bellray, Ruse, Altus Motors, 100%, Answer, and everybody else that I forgot. Thank you.
Let's hear it for number 2, Mr. Drew Adams. Congratulations, Drew. I'll let you get some photos here. We're going to bring up our Whole Shot Award winner, Mr. Nathan Hummel, if Nathan can make his way on up here. Nathan had a good ride. He's going to get $100, a big check. Got to go to a big bank to deposit that, man. Smile for the cameras here. That's Nathan Hummel. Nathan, how did you finish up, dude?
4th.
4th place. That's awesome. So you're still in the championship hunt. You feel pretty good about it?
Oh, yeah.
Where do you train at?
I went to, Michigan to go for the Cobra camp, and I trained there for a little bit.
Did that help you?
Yeah.
Awesome. You going to do it again next year?
Oh, yeah.
You going to beat this guy behind you think?
I'll try.
He's going to try. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yes, Mom, Dad, Cobra Moto, Bell Ray, BC Racing, 100%, Dunlop, PR2, everybody else I forgot.
Awesome. Let's hear it for Nathan Hummel. He finished 4th. He got the Bell Helmets whole shot. Great work, Nathan. Now we're going to bring up our 2nd place finisher, little William Canaguire. Come on up here. Let's get your name figured out. Help me help you. All right, grab that 2nd place medal right there. He's already taken his boots off, man. You're making yourself at home on the podium, huh? All right, how do you pronounce your name so we can all say it right from this point forward?
Canager.
Canager. I blew it. I was nowhere close. It is little Canager. Dude, great job. You were in the mix there. You got yourself a 2nd place finish. You feel pretty good about it?
Yeah.
Were you nervous? I asked Drew about it. He said he was really nervous. Were you nervous during that race?
Not really. Well, after I crashed, I was.
Right. Then you go, I got to hustle now. Now, where do you train? Where do you ride at?
Dan Callahan and MGX and pretty much my home track behind my house.
Oh, so it's right near the house. You just take the old family car down there, practice, and come back home?
Yeah.
You got anybody you want to thank, bud?
Yeah, my mom and dad for bringing me here, all the people that sponsored me when I had my eye cancer, and I want to thank Alias, Alpine Stars, 60 helmets, Scott goggles, Pro Taper, Lynx Motors, FMF, my Grandpa Willie, my dad. A big shout out to my dad for getting here. He fell off a roof a month ago, and he broke his heel and shattered it, and he's hobbling around here and helping everybody out.
Awesome. Dad's tough. Sounds like you, huh? And so you're just trying to replicate walking around barefoot like Tarzan out here, man.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Congratulations. Let's hear it for our 2nd place finisher, William Canager. Good job, William. Now we're going to bring up Everett Clark. Come on up here, Everett. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at those guns showing off for the ladies. Come on up here, bud. 3rd place finisher, Everett Clark. You been working out, man? He's all business. You work out?
Yeah.
See it, man. Flex up. Show these people their muscles, man. There we go. Everett Clark. All right, bud, tell me about your race. It was good enough for 3rd place. You're in the hunt. Top 3 finishes. Awesome.
I got a really good jump. I came out 3rd or 2nd in the whole shot. And then Will got around me, and I just stayed my pace. But the first 2 laps, I charged as fast as I could, and then I held my pace and just rode that.
Bottom line, did you have fun? Did you have an awesome time out there?
Yeah, but towards the end, it got real hot.
Yes, it did. That's why you're showing those guns off now, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're going to go to that creek and cool off?
Uh-huh.
All right, man, let's pay some bills. You got some sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yes. Lamson Motorsports, Mom and Dad, Moto Station, Bell Helmets, Dunlop Tires, Swanson MX Training, X-Brand Goggles, Fly, Special Brand Concrete, and KTM. And anybody I forgot, thank you very much.
All right, let's hear it for Everett Clark. And those big muscles, man. Flex up one more time, Everett Clark. Show them what's up. That's it from the podium. Let's send it back up to Rodney Tomlin and David Smith. Take it away, fellas.
All right. All righty, thanks a lot, Kevin, as we get set to go. And Mini Senior 2, 12 to 14-year-old class, race number 12, 42 riders getting set to tackle these soils of Loretta Lynn.